Monday Night Raw was okay. For the most part, it could have been better. I'm glad that Roman Reigns is back. He was only gone for about 4 weeks. So I'm guessing Roman and the Usos, they're slowly but surely getting back together. They're getting back the bloodline together, which is good. So I would assume they're probably going to do something for War Games, basically. That's what it seems like. I am kind of digging the Asuka, Io, Rhea, Kyrie stuff going on. I do like that. That's pretty cool there. That's the only thing holding the show down. Cody and Seth Rollins, not really into it because we all know this is just filler, right? This is total filler. There's no need to really get invested into anything. They're just doing this just to really do it. The Crown Jewel ring is just a prop. It's the same thing with the Crown Jewel Championship. You don't see those but once a year, and that's it. So why does it even matter? And it doesn't matter who wins or loses. So whatever. So let's just go ahead and get into Monday Night Raw from September the 29th, 2025. So we kicked the show off with Rhea Ripley. She says she always knew that it would come to this, but there's a little part of her that hoped that they would sell this in the ring like the Warriors she thought they were. And what they did to Io last week crossed the line. Aren't they the ones who claim that Io Sky is their family? So then Rhea then calls out the Kabuki Warriors. They don't show. Io shows up instead, gets a really good reaction. Io looks sad and dejected. Io says that it breaks her heart to say this, but Rhea was right about Asuka and Kyrie. So Rhea looks at Io with compassion. Io Sky says they were family, and she still loves them. So then Kyrie and Asuka, they appear on the Titantron. So Asuka says it's up to them. That's the way it happens next. She taught Io everything that she knew. She mentored her and paved the way for her. Now she acts like none of what she did matters. Io acts like Rhea is her family now, but she isn't. Asuka made Io Sky who she is. Asuka made her a champion, and now she acts like she's forgotten her. Asuka says she loves Io, so she'll forgive her if she apologizes to her. She could be like Kairi Sane and be her students. Kairi Sane says they can all be a family again. And my bad. Asuka says it's too late for Rhea. Rhea tells Asuka, says to her that she can go to hell. So then basically the Kabuki Warriors, they attack Rhea from behind. Io is conflicted as she's up on the stage. She shows up and she fights off the Kabuki Warriors for a brief moment. Then Rhea's taken out, and then Asuka blue mist Io, and that was the end of the segment. So that's pretty cool there. Do like that. Makes sense. This is one of the best things they got going on the show, in my opinion. I do like this. Why? Because of the story that they're telling. This is really good storytelling on the part of the Joshis. And I like it. And then Rhea Ripley being added to the mix is just a really good cherry on top. So, good stuff there. All right, moving on from that. This leads us into the first match of the night. Dirty Dominic Mysterio retains his Intercontinental Championship against Rusev, which is a shocker. But apparently, I guess Dom is a babyface now, which is kind of weird. So he did the Eddie Guerrero spot and everything with the belt and stuff. The referee wasn't falling for it. And then he ended up rolling up Rusev. So there's that. It is what it is. It sucks for Rusev. I mean, I'm a fan of Dom having 2 belts. That's fine. But what do you do with Rusev? Like, what the hell do you do with him? Rusev has been fucked over since he came back to WWE. Like, he really has been fucked over. Rusev would have been better off going to TNA. Like, I'm not gonna hold you guys up. Rusev would have been better off going to TNA. Rusev is directionless, in my opinion. So, moving on from that, so Adam Pearce is talking to LA Knight. LA Knight said he didn't care about that match because he wants the world title. He said the last man that he beat was Seth Rollins. So the new day that show up. So LA Knight tries to dismiss them, but Kofi Kingston said he's a former world champion and tells him to let the adults talk. Then LA Knight says he'll drop Kingston tonight, and then Kofi Kingston says he won't because he doesn't make matches, but Adam Pearce can make it official. Okay, that's fine there. Moving on. So then we get a video package of the history of Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Okay, that was cool there. All right, moving on. This leads us into Bayley. She's walking backstage. She bumps into Lyra. So Lyra is cautious about her. Bayley tells her she has a right to be mad. She's been through a lot lately. It's not Lyra's fault. Bayley doesn't think she can do this without her. Lyra says she doesn't know what this is or what she's doing. She can't give Bayley any more second chances, and then she walks off. And then Bayley's sad. Okay. Then Bayley loses to Roxanne Perez. No, my bad, to Raquel Rodriguez with the help of Roxanne Perez. I'm so sorry about that. Damn. I fucked up on that one bad. I apologize. So yeah, Bayley loses to Raquel with the help of Roxanne Perez. Raquel has gotten leaps and bounds better ever since she started listening to Kevin Nash. So she's been doing really, really good. And I do like Raquel. I do. So then Lyra comes out to make the save because Bayley's getting the beat down from Raquel and Roxanne. And then Bayley begins to start cackling, and she helps up Lyra. Bayley shouts, "Come on, you idiot. Let's get him." And then good job. And so Lyra's confused. So this is fine. So Bayley's character is a schizo. That's fine. It makes sense. But they've been tied to the hip for months, that being Bayley and Lyra. And I'm kind of getting sick and tired of it, if we're being honest. Moving on. This leads us into Jey Uso. He's pacing when Jimmy Uso shows up. Jimmy asks him about last week. Jey says LA Knight will get them nowhere. He cost them their match at WrestlePalooza. Jey says no longer will they help LA Knight. If he spent less time helping LA Knight, he'd be world champion again. That's something that Jimmy knows nothing about. Jey realizes what he just said, and then he redirects, saying that they'll handle the division tonight. Okay, that's fine there. All right, moving on. So, Io is backstage. She's in the trainer's room getting checked at and getting looked on. Kyrie walks up. She begins to apologize to Io for what Asuka did. She said they can still be friends. Io tells her to leave her alone. And Kyrie is sad. She walks away. And then she has a photo of all of them. So this is interesting, so I do like this. Moving on. LA Knight defeats Kofi Kingston. Don't care about this shit. Who gives a fuck? Moving on. So, Maxine Dupree and Akira Tozawa, they're backstage. Becky Lynch shows up. She thinks that Maxine Dupree is a failure. She kind of is, because Maxine Dupree has been on the main roster for 3 years, and she's done jack shit. Just send her back to NXT, please. Or Evolve. One of the two. It doesn't matter. She's been on the main roster for 3 straight years, and she's not done anything of note. Meaning, she's been doing, she's been on the main roster when Vince was still there back in 2022. When they were still doing the Max Dupree stuff. Like, come on. What the hell? So So Maxine thinks that says that Becky Lynch thinks she's the greatest. Becky Lynch points out that Sports Illustrated and Bleacher Report also think so, but AJ Lee doesn't. So Tozawa snickers. Then basically Tozawa gets beat up by Becky Lynch, and then so Becky then attacks Maxine Dupree and takes her out, and then Seth Rollins shows up. She asks if he's okay and needs Paul Heyman. Rollins says he needs to do this on his own. All right, so then this leads us into Seth Rollins. He comes out and he says that Cody Rhodes has beaten him 3 times. He says that it doesn't matter. What matters is Crown Jewel. You got the WWE champion and the World Heavyweight champion going at it one-on-one. The winner is going to shape the next 10 to 20 years of the industry. So, Cody shows up. He says that Seth Rollins is not the future. And neither is Cody. So, Cody basically wants to know, does Seth Rollins make all the decisions? Because Brock Lesnar showed up, and Seth Rollins' goon showed up, that being the Vision, the Bronze Squared. They showed up. Cody also mentions their past about WrestleMania 40 and everything else. And then Cody wants to know, was Seth Rollins his friend? You know, when he gave him that Rolex and everything else, was he his friend? So Seth Rollins says that he was never Cody's friend. It was a means to an end. And Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40 was the lesser of 2 evils. They'll never be friends. Seth Rollins will never shake Cody Rhodes' hand, call him a better man, or his equal. What he's going to do is cleanse the timeline and what happened between them. And at Crown Jewel, everything that happened to them... my bad. At Crown Jewel, everything that happened between them is dead. And then Seth Rollins says he'll write a new future. There's only one person who'll lead that vision, and that person is Seth Rollins. Okay, that's fine there, but does any of this shit matter? The answer is no. This is a waste of fucking time. This is a waste of time. Honestly, it is. It's not important. It's non-canon. It's non-fucking canon. And it makes no sense. Like, this is pathetic. Like, my thing is, who are going to be the challengers for Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes after Crown Jewel? Who? Is it going to be Drew McIntyre for Cody Rhodes? Is it going to be CM Punk for Seth Rollins? Who? Who is it going to be? They need a long term for this. For all of this. What the hell? Moving on. So Rhea, she's checking in on EO. She's covered, in the blue mist. EO says she talked to Adam Pearce, and at Crown Jewel, they're going to take on the Kabuki Warriors. So, Rhea asked if she's okay with that. She saw EO talk to Kyrie and wondered if they could trust, if she could trust EO. EO says that Kyrie Sane is lost, and EO can't go back to them. And then Rhea agrees, and then she hugs her. Okay, that's fine. So then this leads us into AJ Styles and Dragon Lee show up. Basically, they want a shot at the tag team. They're going to become a tag team. They said that they're fine, that they're unstoppable. Dragon Lee is going to be the new number 1 contender to face Dom. So that's cool. So that's going to happen at the next Worlds Collide event, which is cool. And then AJ Styles said that he's going to take on John Cena at Crown Jewel. So that's fine there. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, they defeat Los Americanos. Don't know who that is. And it's not Tyler Bate or Pete Dunne. So they did not, my bad. They didn't look like those guys at all. So I don't know, man. I really don't give a shit about this. AJ got the win via the Styles Clash. Moving on, this leads us into Stephanie Baker. She had a face-to-face with Tiffany Stratton. She says Tiffany Stratton will be defeated. She'll be the Crown Jewel Women's Champion. So there's that. Moving on, this leads us into the Vision. They're backstage. So Seth Rollins, he's basically in a trance. Paul Heyman asks if he's okay. Rollins desperately says he has to beat him. So Heyman goes to affirm him. Pause. But Seth Rollins stops him from speaking. Seth Rollins says, "No, Paul, I have to beat him." Heyman looks concerned before accompanying Braun and Bronson to the ring. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about this shit at all. This is a waste of time. Main event of the evening, the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso, they defeat the Brawns. With the help of Roman Reigns showing up, and he cleaned house. The Usos got the win. Post-match, Roman beat up on the Vision, and the Usos stood tall, and Roman dapped up Jey, and Jimmy looked on. So Roman now is fully backing Jey and fully supporting the Usos. So basically, the bloodline is back together. Basically, Jey and Roman are on the same page. Don't know if Jimmy is there just yet, but he will get there. He'll fall in line, basically. So this is fine. It makes sense. Roman was only gone for 4 weeks, which is fine. I'm pretty sure Roman will be at Crown Jewel. Does this mean that we're getting like a 6-man tag at Crown Jewel? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. But Roman has to be at Crown Jewel though. I figured he would show up here anyway. So there's that. I'm glad that he's back, but what's the end game to this? Is this going to be War Games? Is this going to be like Roman, the Usos? Maybe they can get Jacob Fatu on board. Something like that. Have a 4-on-4, and then you got the Vision, Braun. The Braun, Seth Rollins. Maybe you add Drew McIntyre in the mix if you wanted to. Maybe add Cody in the mix as well if you wanted to. I don't know, but I do think that this is all headed to War Games, and that to me makes the most sense. I know some people were thinking that Brock's gonna show up at Crown Jewel to kind of have Seth Rollins beat Cody, when that doesn't make any sense. Why would that even be of any importance? It'd be much better if Drew McIntyre showed up and kind of screwed Cody over. Because, it doesn't matter who wins at Crown Jewel, whether it's Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes. It doesn't matter because their titles aren't on the line, right? They're just fighting over a prop, a ring. Who cares? So it is what it is. But I personally think that Drew McIntyre is going to show up and probably cost Cody. And that way Seth Rollins can get at least one win on the board. It really wouldn't matter. Because you don't know when they're going to run this back at all. And really and truthfully, you don't need to. This is just being done just to be done because they're doing stuff in Perth. Basically, for those in the know or those who have common sense and use logic and reason, you would know that Crown Jewel is just a typical house show. It's a filler show, basically. That's all it is. Like, nothing that happens on Crown Jewel is gonna be any importance. Because right after that, you immediately have to prepare for War Games or whatever in November. So I don't know. And I'm not even a fan of War Games. Because I know some people online have been mentioning that Brock Lesnar is probably going to show up and be in the War Games match. Like, what the fuck? Are you guys drinking? Like, think. Use your common sense. Brock Lesnar is not going to be in the War Games match if they have one. It's not going to happen. It's nonsensical. Brock usually wrestles about 10 to 15 minutes at best. There's no way he's going to be in a match for an hour. It's not going to fucking happen. But it is what it is. But Raw was okay. I did like the return of Roman Reigns. That was great. I'm glad that he's back. The Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes stuff, I do not care about it. I'm uninterested in it. Dom being champion, still remaining champion is fine. What happens with Rusev going forward, I have no idea. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, that seems like a pretty cool team there. But it is what it is. It sucks that AJ Styles has no story with John Cena. Like, they can't build a story. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel that I wish that John Cena really wasn't leaving at the end of the year. I wish he was leaving, like, maybe in the middle of next year. I don't know. I just feel like, that the whole John Cena thing has been a total disaster. I feel bad for AJ, though, too, because he didn't have a story to build off of. This is just going on because of what happened on Twitter or whatever. So, whatever. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But Raw was okay, but it could have been better. It really could have been better. I do like the Io Rhea, Kabuki Warrior stuff. I do like that, so that's good. Everything else on the show is kind of missable. But what did you guys think of Raw? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.